The true test of a great competitor is the willingness to rise to the occasion and perform regardless of the circumstances in which your name is called. Nick Foles stepping up after Wentz's ACL injury and leading the Eagles to their first Super Bowl. Nate Diaz getting the call on just 10 days' notice to fight and then eventually beat Conor McGregor. And now, Tyrese Maxey getting an ever-increasing role on the Philadephia 76ers after half their team got sick with COVID. It has been a rather unusual circumstance with the NBA the last few weeks. A game over the weekend between the Celtics and the Heat was postponed due to COVID. Adam Silver told his precious little Celtics to feel better and give them all the West that they need. On the other hand, the Sixers were forced to play with just 8 men, one of which is hurt. Adam Silver told the Sixers to dance, puppet dance, because he gets a sick thrill out of imposing disaster on the city of Philadelphia and the 76ers. And this is no different. If there is any silver lining over the past week, is that people are finally starting to realize what a horrible commissioner Adam Silver has always been. But I digress. This video is about Tyrese Maxey and celebrating his play so far as a rookie, and certainly not exposing the clown who runs this goddamn league. Back to Maxey. Sixers fans were thrilled when this guy became available in the most recent draft, slipping all the way down to the 21st overall pick when announced by Adam Silver, you may know him, that the Sixers had indeed taken him. And I'll be honest, as Maxey kept falling as a Sixers fan, I thought it was too good to be true. Like Heroin Hero in that episode of South Park, or your friend from high school you haven't talked to in about 6 years, hitting you up on Instagram, telling you to buy into his Forex program because he makes $10K a day off it. It just seemed too good to be true. I didn't want to get my hopes up. I didn't think he was actually going to slide all the way down to the Sixers, but that is exactly what happened. And in the days that followed, Maxey donned some very fitting process-style clothing. His college coach at Kentucky, John Calipari, praised him, cursed every single team that didn't draft him like he did for all Kentucky players taken in the draft, in a video message sponsored by Papa John's, but a failure to even mention the original Papa John's eating 40 pizzas in 30 days left a lot to be desired for me. But Sixers fans were happy because they had supposedly drafted a guard who could actually do things that guards are supposed to do. His scouting report out of Kentucky is that he was a combo guard, who's basically a spark plug, a firecracker, a dog high on bath salts, totally fearless while also being creative on the offensive side of things. Although he was explosive, creative, and can definitely score at the rim, and had an especially good and funky floater, he was a little bit lacking on an outside shot at Kentucky. In college, he shot 29.2% from the three for the Wildcats, but a free throw percentage of 83.3% was a very good sign that the shooting mechanics are there and his three-point percentage can be improved at the next level, the NBA. A little undersized, sure, a little bit undersized at just 6'2", that may be true, but make no mistake, this kid is jacked. He is a beefcake. He's looking like Brock Lesnar if Brock Lesnar was 6'2". Usually, fans lower their expectation for a rookie coming into the league. Nowadays, due to COVID and a shortened offseason, fans probably expect more growing pains than anything else out of their rookie. But I think pretty much all Sixers fans have been pleasantly surprised with Maxey's play so far this year and his willingness to translate what he did so well in college to the next level. Everything he did so well in college, fans have seen at the next level on the Sixers so far. Like legendary Sixers broadcaster Al Abdelnaby noted in last night's game against the Heat, and I'll paraphrase this very poorly, Maxey seems to rely much more on his instincts than waiting for a reaction from the defense. A trait not all that common for a rookie to do, and I personally could not agree more with Allah the GOAT. Maxey just seems large and in charge out there. The moment is not too big for him, a level of confidence he probably mastered playing in front of thousands and thousands at Kentucky. He is a floor general with very good hands and the willingness to find the open man. Maxey knows exactly where he fits into the Sixers offense and uses his skill set accordingly. Maxey's calling card is of course his floater. Now, Tony Parker was the master at this, but it slightly differs from Maxey's. Maxey's floater is less telegraphed and much quicker on the release. Much like Clint Eastwood in the $3 trilogy, he's gonna shoot it, it's gonna hit you, you just don't know when. Maxey's floater doesn't require a lot of space or separation and seems to come at the last minute, although Maxey most likely has planned for it all along. It is the unexpectedness of the shot that makes it so effective, as it also can be disguised for a pass or an alley-oop. Several times this year on bench minutes pairing up with Dwight Howard, he has thrown him some gorgeous dimes on an alley-oop, with the opponent clearly unsure of what was going to come next. Maxey was thriving in bench minutes up until last week when his entire team got sick and Maxey had to step up to lead a 7-man Sixers against the Denver Nuggets, the juggernaut Denver Nuggets. And with Joel Embiid's absence, it meant that Nikola Jokic went from being the second best big man in the game to now the first, with Joel Embiid sitting out. What a come up for Jokic, and the disrespect to Tyrese Maxey not using his NBA photo, which is easily available online, but instead digging to find his high school yearbook photo for book club or whatever. I don't know where it came from. Battle of the Books. My friend Henry was in Battle of the Books. And by the way, if you showed this lineup to a Sixers fan 5 years ago and told them that this is how the process would end up, it would probably be followed by a, well, that didn't seem to age well. But then if you actually told them how the last 5 years of the process went, they would say, well shit, that's not working either. Now back to the unmanned Sixers going against the Nuggets, where Maxey dropped 39 points, albeit in a loss in a game that was never actually close, but 39 points is still impressive. And I'll say it again, empty stats as a rookie on a bad team. Not saying the current Sixers, but I'm saying the lineup that they had to play with against the Nuggets because Adam Silver is bloodthirsty. That was not a good lineup. That was not a good team. However, we can still take away some good aspects of how Maxey played. The confidence and the poise as a rookie, especially given the circumstances of the game, is more than you could ask for. He shot 18 for 33 from the field and 3 for 8 from the 3. 7 boards, 6 assists to just 2 turnovers and 2 steals. All in just 44 minutes of play. He is definitely in Nick Diaz cardio shape, which is essential for his style of play because he is all energy all the time, just like the Tasmanian Devil. And in his last 4 games, none of which he played below 20 minutes, he averaged 21.5 points, 5 assists, 4.8 boards, 1 steal, and just 1.3 turnovers. Defensively, he has shown plenty of good signs. A little lacking, even as Doc Rivers noted, against the pick and roll on defense, but it's something he'll need to work on. And given that he's a hard worker, I'm sure he'll make tremendous strides. But he has many defensive highlights so far. Trae Young, an all-star, he blocked him twice in the game against the Hawks. Precious Achiuwa, a man I noted in my NBA mock draft, was definitely not made fun of for his name growing up. Maxey missed, then stole the ball from Precious, then put it up in a very crafty, slick, sly move last night against the Heat. Very impressive. Maxey is currently a starter with Shake Milton, Tobias, and Seth Curry all out due to COVID, among others, and he has had his moments starting offensively for the team, especially working with potential MVP candidate Joel Embiid, passing it to him, operating on a pick and roll. But with Simmons on the court, spacing can be tricky at times. That is, of course, Simmons' inability to shoot from the outside, as well as, unfortunately, Maxey. One of the traits that he did translate over that wasn't a good trait from college is his lack of an outside shot. So far in the NBA from 3 this year, Maxey is shooting 31% from the 3, and his free throw percentage of 60% is a far, far cry from what it was last year at Kentucky. As he gets further and further from the rim, his shooting percentage goes down with the exception of 10 to 14 feet, courtesy of that gorgeous floater. But his shooting and that free throw percentage is something he will need to improve on if he wants to take his game to the next level. His work ethic is certainly there to improve. During the build-up to the draft, he would wake up at 6 a.m. to work out, 8 a.m. to lift, and then 10 a.m. to go back and do more basketball workouts. And he's a Kentucky guard. They've got a nice little track record so far in the NBA. As of right now, he has proven his critics wrong, and I'm sure there are some lottery teams probably kicking themselves that they didn't take Maxey. As far as Rookie of the Year, he's got to be in at least the top 10, maybe even the top 5 among all rookies. But as Sixers players come back, he'll get less and less minutes and probably fall in the rankings. The downside for playing for a good team is, of course, that rookies that play on a good team get to shine less in less minutes, while rookies on bad teams get to shine more in more minutes, much flashier stats that aren't indicative of the outcome of the team's season. Right now, I would say LaMelo Ball is probably going to win the Rookie of the Year, triple Bs, but Maxey has tremendous potential and will have a good solid rookie year and looks to only get better as time goes on. Still a lot of game to be played left. No one's career is decided based on whether or not they won the Rookie of the Year. There is still tons of ball to be played, and we will find out more and more of what Maxey can bring to the table for the Philadelphia 76ers as he attempts to make Sixers fans forget all about Markelle Fultz, because Maxey was the third guy all along. And it is clear that Doc Rivers has tremendous confidence in him, even having him bring the ball up more times than Ben Simmons did in the last Heat game. Well, maybe not more times, but I'm based on the eye test, I didn't look it up. It looked like he brought up the ball way more times than Ben Simmons did. It's clear that the coaching staff has a lot of confidence in this young man, and his role down the stretch in the playoffs may contribute to how far the Sixers can go in the playoffs. Or at the very least, he'll just be a nice trade piece for James Harden. We will see. Thank you very much. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I might make a Joel Embiid MVP video coming soon, so be on the lookout for that if he keeps up his stellar play. And thank you so much. Check out the website, and thank you.